Muzzy, 4-0 win over Worcester Raiders today. I guess that's the early Christmas present you might have hoped for.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a really solid, good performance from everyone. We've had 3 or 4 good performances away at Fairford, away at Droitwich, and we could have won both of those games potentially. And today, I think we were just clinical in the box today, and obviously then the clean sheet is the icing on the cake.
Yeah, 2 goals from Brad Bevan, really good probably to see him on the score sheet, but 2 goals for Kieran Alder, who hasn't been firing on all cylinders in front of goal this year.
No, really pleased for Brad. We did a few sessions ago, like getting it in, bodies in the box and finishing. He scored the goal at Highworth. When he's passed the ball into the net, today he's in the 6-yard box twice. Harley's kept it alive at the back post. And 2 tap-ins, and you've got to be in there. We want bodies in the box. We said we haven't scored enough goals. So really pleased for Brad and Kieran. Last week's goal, hopefully he's given the lift. It was a terrific finish last week, and today, both his finishes were really, really clinical.
Yeah, and his second, the 4th goal, I thought was an incredible finish.
Yeah, he's waited for the keeper to come, and he's lobbed it over him. But I think just the passages of play, just prior to it and during it and for that moment, I think it was just decent to watch. We still got, we're not going to get above our station. Definitely, there's still some basics that we need to do, but the people were in the right places today. They were a group. I know it's easy to do when you're winning, but that's the loudest I think I've seen them as a group of players, communicating with each other, wanting to have that clean sheet, and that was the most pleasing thing.
I've mentioned Brad and Kieran for the goals, but I thought there were good performances all over the pitch. I thought, for example, Callum McLean and Callum McGurk were both excellent.
Yeah, they were. I think across the board. Callum McLean has come week after week. He's improving. Callum McGurk has been consistent all season. So really pleased with their performances. You throw Harley, Corey into the mix there, and the back 4, even everything. When Alex, I think he held. That's another really, really good performance. But yeah, really pleased with both Callums, because I do give on my fullbacks a little bit of stick, and they're stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, you didn't mention him there, but I also thought Carnell Chambers was incredibly influential, because he played a part in a couple of the goals and was just worked so hard.
Everything we did today, for the first few goals, he had an involvement, and he is a threat. And he came off, and said, don't be disappointed you haven't scored, because you've been part of that victory. He worked his socks off. He played well. He held the ball up. It's not his game to compete with big centre halves, and I thought he got his body in at times today, and showed a different side to his game that maybe a few people haven't seen before.
And you said on the way in, and you mentioned it just now, a clean sheet is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't get many. You look at our goal difference. We generally don't get many. So, a couple of draws recently. You think a couple of clean sheets here and there. They'd help our points tally. So that's why I was getting a bit towards the end. We were trying to do things a little bit loose. And I just said to them then, if you're going to be loose at 4-0 up, you're going to be loose at 0-0. And I want, that clean sheet is a huge thing for the whole team. Back 4, goalkeeper. But the stuff we worked on in training over the last few weeks, said before in programme notes, said before the game, we haven't been carved open for a little while. And that's, testament to what the lads were doing and the lads are buying into.
Yeah, and I think we were just saying on the way in, it's 5 games unbeaten now, which is probably amongst the longest runs you've had.
Probably, but I think it is. I think it is the longest. 3.5 years. To get 5 in a row, it's a fight. Not to say wins, but 5 unbeaten. It's a tough league, this league, and to get those sort of results and performances, it's really pleasing for us, for me, especially because 3.5 years. It's been a long sort of slog to get to this point. We've had to really, really work hard to get players in, to get that consistency, and we've got a few players hopefully coming back soon, Merch and Preston, and that will add to the squad.
And you said about adding to the squad, Jarell Saniola came on today. I thought he looked quite good when he came into play.
Yeah, we've watched him for a while. It just we weren't sure whether he could fit in what we needed. disappointing to lose Connor, because we generally want a squad that can compete, and we want 16 starters, 17, 18 people that can, give each other that little challenge and that little competition to do well. So yeah, bringing him in, he looked fresh. He looked really good in training. Technically very good. Pitch was a little bit heavy, but yeah, I'm really pleased we've got him in, and hopefully we can help him on his football journey.
And that was the first of 4 home games, because one of them was a cup game, as we head into the sort of Christmas period and just the other side of it. I guess that's the start you wanted.
Definitely. I think, like I said, two home games in it feels like about 8 weeks. We said before, and our home record wasn't great coming into it, really. It could have been better with some of the performances, but results weren't. We've now got a great start to our sort of our Christmas period. We know the next 4 games are going to be as tough as any 4 that we're going to come across over the season. But I keep saying it. There'll probably are some weird and wonderful results that have happened today. So we'll look forward to the next 4, but we'll enjoy tonight.
Great stuff. Cheers, Maz.